Allies, we need to have a talk. I have been seeing many posts where you have grown weary of having debates with your Trump-loving friends and family members. And many of you are saying that you're just over it and you're not going to try anymore. And I would like to call that out, because that is white privilege. The fact that you can just say, you know what, this hurts too much, this is too hard, I'm going to tap out, and it's not really going to affect my life, so I'm just going to go back to my blissful ignorance so that I can keep peace in my life, and I'll just go back to ignoring the injustice that was presented to me the past year. You guys said that you were allies. Now is the time where you dig in and do the work. Now look, I'm not talking about all of you. I can tell you with almost 100% certainty that your Black friends have been watching you and how you deal with arguments on social media. And some of y'all are killing it. Like, I've been backing off. I don't get involved in debates that I see on my friends' pages, especially if it's with people I don't know. But you better believe I read the dialogue. And some of y'all are getting really good at this. So I do want to give you guys a shout out and say, keep doing the good work. And this doesn't apply to people who have DM'd me or have had conversations with me where they express their frustration and we talked through it. Did you think it was going to be easy? And I say that with 100% realness. Like, what part of you thought this was going to be simple? Look, I'm all for tapping out for mental health. Absolutely. When you feel like you're not getting anywhere, tap out momentarily, but don't say that you're just not going to do it anymore. Okay? It is hard. It is very hard. But here's the thing. Black folks can't solve racism. That is a white problem to solve, because it's your people doing it and you are the benefit. You benefit from it. So Black folks have done everything, like literally everything we can do to help out. Whether it's writing books or doing videos or having conversations, we have held your hand through the past year. And we have been there as you processed the fact that America wasn't in fact what you thought it was, but what Black folks always knew it was. And I gave space for that. But y'all, it's 2021. I cannot hold your hand anymore. It's like when you need to let a baby start walking. Yeah, you're gonna fall. Yeah, they're gonna get tired. But I can't do the work for you. And here's the thing. What we forget is that we are not that far removed from legalized segregation. My parents grew up in the Deep South, North Carolina and Louisiana specifically. They remember seeing the restaurants with the back entrance for Black people. Both of their mothers wouldn't let them go to any restaurant where they couldn't be served, or where they couldn't go in the front door. They remember, my dad remembers sitting in the segregated balcony when he went to see movies, sitting in the back of the bus. That was my parents' generation. And when I was brought up, it was this era of, oh my gosh, that's all over, we're good now. And do you know why it has come out into the public eye with such intensity? Is because it never went away. It's because well-meaning white folks just didn't want to deal with the past. They were just like, you know what? That was then, this is now. So they never dealt with it. They never talked to their racist family members about how wrong they were. They just ignored it. And they taught you guys to ignore it. But then you allies started seeing like, wait, something's wrong. Racism is real. I want to do something about it. If you do not continue to have these conversations and plant these seeds with your racist family members and friends, it's never going to change. It's never going to stop. It's not easy work. And also, you have to remember, you are challenging belief systems they've held their entire lives. You're challenging belief systems that they probably passed down to you, but you chose to reject. People aren't going to give that up overnight. That being said, you can plant a seed and walk away. I've literally been planting seeds my whole life. Some of them have blossomed, some of them haven't. But the thing is, nobody can say that I wasn't honest with them. Nobody can say I didn't know. Your discomfort with these conversations is small in comparison to what your Black friends have experienced. We have seen that the police can literally barge into your home and kill you and not be brought to trial. We have seen that you can be shot after trying to break up a fight and your killer will walk free. We have seen that jogging in a neighborhood where the people don't recognize you can get you killed. So you're gonna have to excuse me if your hurt feelings or your exhaustion over these conversations does not move me. We are past the period of time where you can still be in shock and surprised. You guys saw it the other day. We all saw those people break into the Capitol building. And even if you don't agree with Black Lives Matter, you do have to acknowledge that if it was Black people, never would have happened. Never would have even gotten close to happening. The world is watching. What side of history are you going to be on? When your kids learn about this and ask you about, oh my gosh, I'm reading about this in my history class. What did you believe when this was going on? How did you fight the fight? Are you going to tell them like, well, I got tired and it was just too stressful and I had to tap out? If Black people could have solved racism and ended it, we would have. Also, something I'm seeing in these conversations is that when your conservative friends and family members say, well, what about Black Lives Matter and those riots? I'm actually seeing some of you say, yeah, well, I don't agree with looting on either side. I don't agree with violence on either side, which basically is allowing you to equate the two protests as equal, as both having value. The marches for Black lives were to say, please stop killing us. Stop killing us. What happened at the Capitol building was a tantrum because their candidate did not win. It's not the same. And every time you say that, you're saying it to make yourself feel better. You're saying it to step back from the conflict. You're not helping by saying, well, yeah, there's wrong on both sides, because it's not an equal comparison. It just isn't. It just isn't. So I want you guys to really take a careful look at the work you say you're doing. If it's really about creating a world where everyone can have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you're gonna have to get used to being uncomfortable. And something about whiteness is that you guys don't have to be uncomfortable if you don't want to. That's white privilege. I'm always uncomfortable, always. This skin is uncomfortable in America. I love my skin. America doesn't love my skin. But you know what? I still get up every day. I still work twice as hard. And I still deal with the trauma of 2020. And I still take time to make these videos, to have the conversations. But y'all, there's only so much I can do. And I'm exhausted. Most Black people are. To have it just put in our faces that white people can literally break into the Capitol building on a day that we should be celebrating our success in Georgia. And Christians, I'll talk to you in another video. That's a whole other topic. But allies, don't give up now just because it got a little uncomfortable. Out of everything you could be doing to help us actually get equality, and especially white gay men and white women, this is literally the least you can do. The least you can do. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying out of the myriad of things that you could be doing to fight for equality, having your feelings hurt by your friends and family members in the name of justice is a small sacrifice to pay. We're watching you. We're watching, and we're holding you accountable. This is your battle to win. So, if you have questions, and I actually know you, you can contact me about this video. I might not answer for a couple days because even doing this video is exhausting. But I haven't been able to sleep for the past couple of days because of what I've been seeing. Allies, now's the time. Either you're going to step up or you're not. But please don't be performative about your allyship. And posting articles as your way to say that you're fighting for equality, that's not enough. You've got to talk to your people because they will have an openness and a vulnerability with you that they'll never have with me. I would probably never be allowed in some of your houses. That's the honest truth. But for those of you who really want to be part of the fight, keep fighting and get comfortable with being uncomfortable.